I'm Jason Donner. I'm the host of Cooking at the College, and we're here with a brand new episode. We've got a couple guests that haven't been here before, and we'll start. Randy, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Jason, for having me on the show.
This is Randy Simmons. I've known him a long time, but he is a professor. What are you, professor of art?
Professor of art,
Professor of
specifically
art.
drawing classes.
Yeah.
I teach survival skills for the artist, which is a portfolio development class, and Art 100 courses.
Well, what does that mean? Like making money as an artist? Survival skills?
Kind of putting yourself out there.
Yeah,
kind of thing, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we're always wanting to make
Trying
money.
to,
as artists.
make yourself known. All right.
Absolutely.
And also joined by your son, John Simmons, right here. How are you doing?
Oh, I can't complain. I'm actually taking culinary classes here at the school, so I do get to learn under Chef England, Chef Farrell, and Chef Williams. It's been a great learning experience. I wanted to come back to school just to hone my skills and hopefully one day allegedly have a food truck that I can start selling out with some of my own creations.
What would you do in the food truck?
Probably drive it around. No,
just everything?
Just still working on developing a menu, but I want to try to bring some maybe some Southern comfort foods that you don't typically find around here.
Yeah.
You get plenty of burger joints, pizza joints, nothing wrong with those. Just I want to bring something to the public that you don't get to normally see or taste. So that's my goal so far. I've still probably got about another year before I get out there on the streets. So.
Well, we look the same here. I like you got the black chef shirt on.
Trying to look as professional as I can.
Does that make any difference? Is black shirts, white shirts?
Not
whatever.
Really. As far as I know, only the hat identifies if you're a true chef, and all the folds in that hat just says how many ways you can cook an egg. So, no, as far as I know, white and black, it really doesn't make a difference. I was debating on the school uniform.
Because of him, because he always dresses so outrageously. Like, I didn't know what you were going to do.
I didn't know what I was going to do.
So I thought, I'll just do black. So I definitely don't match with whatever, but this is kind of tame for you, I think.
Yeah, this is very tame.
Yeah, very tame.
Usually it's like, right?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I underdress compared to him now.
So well, we're kind of, okay.
Yeah, plus if I get any guacamole on me, you will never know.
Yeah. So you're going to do, what are you going to do? You're going to do guacamole and...
And pimento cheese.
Pimento cheese.
One of my all-time favorite. Both of those are my all-time favorite, but I'm going to start with pimento cheese first.
All right, well, that's what this is. Is all this for pimento cheese?
Some pimento cheese, some guacamole, and then some hummus.
Doing hummus, and I've got a pesto as well.
Right.
So this is just pretty much supposed to be food that you can enjoy for game day, hanging out with your friends, LAN parties, if those are still a thing at all. But just a way to enjoy yourself on a budget, because, you know, money is typically tight around the house all the time. Most people, so.
All right, let's get started just a little bit with the pimento cheese.
All right, let me have one of those bowls over there. So pimento cheese has been known as a Southern food.
Okay.
I did a little bit of history on it, so I think it became really big in the first part of the 20th century, and somehow the South has adapted this as a Southern food. My mom never made pimento cheese, but we ate like a lot of instant foods. Like we'd get the pimento cheese that was store-bought, and but I enjoyed my mom's cooking as well. Everything was kind of instant with her. Even the water was instant. Instant water, just add water. Yeah. Those jokes sounded so much better in my mirror this morning.
He's going to do a little pop-up or something. It'll help it.
So anyhow,
so you like pimento cheese then?
I love pimento cheese.
All right. See, I don't think I've ever eaten it, ever.
Like actual.
Like never had it. I've never had pimento cheese, ever. Like my mom didn't make it. It would be at school. It would be something I would trade. I would trade my pimento cheese for their peanut butter.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't grow up eating it. So it's
it's
cheese with pimentos in it?
Yeah, just
is it
basically it is that simple. So it's going to take me just a minute to make it.
They're a little shocked that I've never had it before. But
well, you're going to have some right after we make it.
Today is the day.
Okay. Today is the day. So I'm going to start with, so for pimento cheese, I have some sharp cheese, and I prefer to use extra sharp cheese. But this happens to be just regular sharp. So we're going to start with the sharp cheese, and this is 2 cups of sharp cheese. So we're going to add some cream cheese, and this happens to be Kroger whipped original cream cheese. So this is very soft to put in.
Yeah.
Take this spatula. We're going to put the whole thing in. This is like, I think this is 8 ounces.
You're going to make a really large container of cream cheese.
This is going to be a lot of cream cheese. Yeah, it's a lot.
So is this something you do? Do you actually do this, Randy, at home?
I do this. Yeah, I totally. And I did this weekend, and it was a hit.
Okay. Well, this is something that's important to you in your family, or is this like this is something they always make all the time, or?
Just started making it recently.
Oh,
but,
okay,
Yeah,
really? All
but
right.
yeah, I think pimento cheese is kind of expensive, but
Uh-huh.
if you buy the materials and you have,
Right.
you have pimento cheese for a week.
Right. Oh, this looks good. Let me look.
So cream
This is this
cheese,
list right
yeah,
here,
that's my
right.
list, my cheat sheet.
Yeah. Uh-huh,
So
look at
it says
that.
half a cup of mayonnaise next. So
Good handwriting.
Thank you. All right, let's see, half a cup. John, this is half a cup.
Half a cup right there.
That is half a cup.
Yeah, close.
All righty.
So is this the exact process you would take at
This
home,
is
or have
exactly
you
it.
like enlivened this up to make it even better? Probably not, right?
I didn't
This is
liven it
it?
up, just maybe with some jokes.
Uh-huh.
maybe.
Right. Well, get started on that whenever you feel like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't told any funny ones yet.
Uh-huh. I like a pimento, right? A pimento is a red pepper.
Typically, yeah, it's just red pepper that
Okay.
they've pickled all together.
Yeah.
So it just kind of gets a nice little salty flavor to it.
All right.
Definitely, if you're going for cheese blast, for any cheese lovers out there, this is always,
Right.
a big game changer, especially for any party people.
Okay. While he's digging that out, I think we'll take a
Yeah.
let's catch up a little bit on the stirring and the mixing, and we'll just come right back and pick up right up with the pimento cheese and Randy. All right, so now we're back. We're finishing up this pimento cheese. We're joined here. Let's review, just in case someone clicked in just now.
Sure. Start
Randy
with,
and John, we're making a number of things. You're halfway through the pimento cheese, right?
Yeah, I'm almost there. Yeah,
Okay, well,
yeah.
maybe
It's that easy.
maybe I
It's that
misjudged
easy.
pimento
Yeah,
cheese.
It's that easy.
Maybe my memories of elementary pimento cheese should not be, used against your own
Yeah.
version of it.
Well, hopefully this will knock your socks off.
Yeah, yeah. All right, go
All right,
for
so
it.
we have the first three ingredients in. We have the 2 cups of shredded sharp cheese. We have the soft cream cheese. And we have a half cup of mayo. So I'm going to add about 4 ounces of pimentos. This is a jar of pimentos that are 7 ounces. So I'm going to dump about half of this in.
Oh, okay.
So put about half.
Yep.
And that looks about
Do you
right.
have any history on this at all? Did you do any research or just nothing?
Just noticing that pimento cheese
mean,
is a southern
is
food,
it a
and
southern
it's
thing?
a southern thing, and
Okay.
the South have
It
identified
seems
it as theirs.
a good way, I guess, to just make cheese more interesting. If you've got not much else, that's about it. There's no.
And I think it's a
Just
way
a
of
tasty
probably,
meal.
kind
Like a
of
cheap
getting rid
sandwich.
of some of those leftovers.
Yeah, yeah.
Easy lunch for the next day.
And we're going to add 1 jalapeno pepper, which I have already de-seeded, so not to make it too hot.
Yeah.
And this is finely chopped, so I'm going to add 1 pepper.
All right.
Get some of those goodies out of there at the bottom.
Yeah, here we are.
Uh-huh.
All right, good enough.
That's
So we
all right,
got those
good on
out of the
jalapeno.
way.
That's not
done.
hot at all then?
It's going
hot.
to have a little bit of kick to it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
got some
just a
hot.
tiny little bit of a kick.
Yeah, well, that's different.
So we're going to add a little bit of onion powder. I'm sorry, this is garlic powder. It's a quarter teaspoon, so just a tad bit of this. There's that.
Just a little love.
So you
And
actually
then-
made this and had a sandwich. You were practicing, weren't you?
I did practice over the
Practiced a
weekend,
little
yeah.
bit, right?
Yeah, I sure did. In fact, I don't think I made a single sandwich. It was all crackers, so I used it as a dip.
Oh, yeah, sure,
It was
right.
truly as a dip. All right, so there's garlic powder. Cayenne pepper is optional. I don't see a reason to actually add it. And you can do salt and pepper to taste. So
Sure.
all I got to do is just mix this up, and it's basically ready.
Really changed it with the green, though. Now it's
Yeah, check that out.
less
got a
like
good-
cheese and more like just, I don't know, just like a dip.
It's got a good color contrast.
Does your artistic mind get involved in this in any way? Do you want to make it look like something?
I do. They say you eat with
Shape
your
it
eyes,
into
right?
a portrait of a head. Somebody's like
Little garnish on
little
top.
sculpting.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You do want to, right?
I do want
You're
to.
drawing though
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
That's what
I'm
you're
drawing
doing.
all the
You're
time.
always drawing.
Yeah, always.
Why do you draw those big, enormous drawings? When I see yours, they're usually like 8 feet tall.
I know. I can't draw small anymore.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just it's always large. Now.
Right.
Yeah.
So doesn't it take longer when you do the bigger ones?
It sure does. It takes forever to do those, and of course they're harder to
course.
sell.
Right.
But
Yeah, but
that's
they're
okay.
impressive when you walk in and see that.
Well, thank you,
The bigger,
yeah.
the better. But
Yeah.
plus, it's very good.
And
it's
check-
very detailed.
And check out my website,
like, it looks
RandySimmonsDrawings.com.
What is it again? Well,
RandySimmonsDrawings.com.
it's RandySimmonsDrawings.com.
There we
Okay.
go. A plug. Okay, and actually that's basically it. We have just finished pimento cheese. So some of my favorite crackers that I like to use with this are any kind of wheat crisp cracker. These are small, thin, but they're strong enough to pick up that pimento cheese. And the
Without
other
breaking.
one is woven wheat crackers, Triscuits.
Okay.
So I would say overall for pimento cheese, you're looking at less than
cracker.
$15.
Right.
So,
All right.
you know, depending on your crackers, I guess. So.
Should we have a cracker?
Yeah, go
We
for it.
should
I mean,
totally
is this
do
the
that.
moment?
This is
then we'll
it.
do some guac?
The only other alternative to this is like maybe cook some bacon and put bacon bits in
All
it
right.
too. So
Yeah.
Right now it's vegetarian,
yeah,
so
it's all vegetarian now.
There you
so
go. Have a cracker.
Let's give it a
let's
shot.
just all go in.
Yeah.
Team dip.
Okay. Well,
Get you a nice, big, beautiful bite there.
Saying.
it looks like a really good dip at this point. Mm-hmm. All right. Now let's do
That's it.
some guac. Let's keep
Okay.
moving.
So this is my favorite holy guacamole. So I'm gonna take 4 avocados, and these are 4 large avocados.
Yeah, those look really good.
That happens to be
Just
3.
perfect, that's about right? Just green and yellow,
I think
good
so.
combination. You know, cut
Yeah,
one.
typically,
I'm gonna go ahead and
especially with
cut one of these.
avocados, you do kind of want to get them while they're, I believe, a little ripened.
Yeah.
So they're soft, a little bit on the outsides, because honestly,
Always tearing into it.
especially whenever avocados started picking up as a trending type food and everything itself, I know a lot of people didn't know how to remove the seeds for avocados, and apparently it's a very dangerous game. Of course, Dad was able to roll
just
through that
kind
one
of-
pretty easily.
Yeah. Start mixing.
We have 4 avocados, and they are fairly ripe. I always try to get the avocados that are a little bit on the browner and
Yeah, that
softer
looks
side.
great. People just eat this. I don't know. They don't even bother with the other things. They just start eating it.
I could eat this
Yeah.
just like it is.
Are you having fun, Randy?
I'm having a blast. Absolutely, I love to cook. I cook all the time.
Oh, I love that camera
Oh, yeah.
shot.
And,
go ahead.
sorry, no, Dad did pretty much all the cooking for my brother and I whenever we were growing up.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that's-
you know, just
Did he cook a lot?
he was pretty much the main cook all the time. So,
Uh-huh.
you know, even on the days that he was tired and you could tell that school wore him out if the teachers didn't do it for him, he was still willing to come home and cook. And, you know, after he'd get done with that, he'd go take his time in the studio and go work on his art. And regardless, we stayed fed. So,
It's almost as if, Randy, you should have this cooking show.
No,
If memory serves.
passing it on.
Well, they know that this was your idea, right? You made the suggestion.
Yeah,
a college
was,
cooking
yeah,
show,
yeah.
right?
I thought it'd be kind of fun, you know, to see different faculty and staff people come
Right.
in
And now seeing it in
do.
production, do you
Yeah.
regret not just doing it
I
yourself?
love it. In fact, I was
Yeah.
thinking like maybe even a second one I could do, you know.
Oh,
something
really?
else. Yeah.
Oh, you want to
he's-
spin
he-
off?
he's
yeah,
planning
I would
ahead.
totally
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Right.
man. I'm a repeat
just
offender.
Randy's show
I'm coming
now.
back.
No, I'm glad you had this idea. They told me that you originally kind of thought, why not a cooking show where we get to know people
Yeah.
at the college? And so, yeah, it's actually happening.
Yeah, I'm glad to be
Thanks
here.
for the idea anyway, or you're here, but I'm glad you didn't want to host.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'll
step in.
I'll go ahead and continue with the
start
guacamole. So one of my favorite cans of product to have around the house is Rotel. So hot Rotel.
There's always a can around the
There's
house.
always a can of Rotel. So I'm just going to pour this in straight.
Juice and all.
Juice
This
and all,
can
and the
almost
lid.
not go wrong. I mean, this is just what, I don't know.
It cannot
It's
go
a
wrong.
popular thing.
Let's see, garlic
Good
to
old
taste.
guac, salsa, tomato, anything. How can you get it wrong? There's almost no way.
Just a little bit of garlic.
Yeah.
Let me get all of it out of there.
Ooh, I can smell
Yeah,
that
I
garlic.
can smell it too. So we have the
What about this?
garlic, purple
go in?
onion. It's right
No.
here.
Oh, okay.
So I got a little bit of purple onion, pre-cut.
Man,
I'm
glad
probably
you
not
cut
going to put
that
all
up.
of
Yeah.
that in here.
It would
just
be
a
very
little
strong
bit.
if you did. I've made the mistake of doing that, putting too much onion. When I tried doing your guac recipe, and I handed it out to everyone else because I could not eat it. It was so potent.
Really?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, that looked like a lot you just dumped in there.
Yeah.
With that onion. Okay. usually make a huge batch like this, or is this just?
Actually, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
really?
do, because it goes fast.
Yeah.
It really does. I mean, this
people
will be
just
gone. If
freak
I
out,
made
they love
this
it.
on a, like a summer at lunch, it'd be gone by the evening.
Yeah.
Well, and he's always done big batches for the guac, but here recently, since I did start doing culinary and everything, each year after the spring semester, during the summer, whenever it's hit, I've decided to do a food party, and it's really just to kind of showcase what I've learned.
Yeah.
Like this last semester, I did international cuisine and a garde manger, which just gives me a chance to kind of try some different things. We invite a whole bunch of people out, get the pool open, and
Sure.
I normally am putting Dad in charge of the dips while I'm working on other stuff, and big batches of guac still go fast.
Yeah.
So.
Last thing I'm going to put in.
I know. People love guacamole, maybe more than anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, just add that onto the side of anything, really.
Absolutely, goes with anything.
All right, what do you add in there now?
So this is the last ingredient, and here recently I've been putting arugula
Yeah.
in here just for a little bit of added texture,
All right.
and it tastes awesome.
Whenever I do things like this too, I do just want to keep adding anything I can. Like, as long as
Same.
it's not going to conflict or change
Yes.
things too much.
As
you
long
know.
as the tastes are kind of well combined and
Yeah,
they
and it's
complement
just-
each other, I'll
it's
keep
all
adding to it.
mixture
I
of
mean,
things, right.
of course, it's whenever I mess it up, that's probably time to call it quits.
And that is it. That is
That's
essentially the
thoroughly
whole
mixed?
thing. That is it.
Okay, so we'll give that a try, but then we'll go to another commercial.
Yeah, we need some chips, or we could just use the
This?
crackers too. So
All right, have a cracker.
Yeah.
This is
Might
done.
as well
Fingernail,
get in on this one as
fingers
well.
and all, right?
that's right.
Yeah.
Make a little sandwich.
Oh my goodness.
And it should have just a little bit of heat to it, just a tiny bit.
Okay, pretty good.
That's good.
And that is it. Again, it's a really inexpensive meal to make or a
Fast.
snack to make. It's really fast. The only thing that might cost a little bit of money is like avocados.
Right.
So it just depending on whether in season.
Yeah,
or not.
yeah,
So
those are.
Other than that, I mean, it's a relatively inexpensive meal to make. Definitely under $15.
Yeah, and popular.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's take another break again. We'll come back and we'll see what John has. Okay, we're back here again with John Simmons, culinary student at our college here, and also just happens to be the son of Randy, who just made some guac and pimento. Now, what are you going to show us?
So today I'm going to be doing a couple different things. We'll do hummus last, but right now I want to show everyone how to make a good basil pesto.
Okay.
Honestly, pesto is just such a light, nice, easy to eat. Use it as a dip, put it on a sandwich, especially if you're making an Italian sub. That's the right way to go.
All right.
Pesto is just something that's well-rounded, easy to make. You can do it with or without nuts. That's actually a crucial bit to it. No one's allergic to nuts here, are they?
No.
Okay, cool.
Not me.
Then we'll make sure that no one has to go into an epileptic seizure there. So starting with basil pesto, get yourself a nice big thing of pesto. Honestly, I would always get more than this. With Italian cooking that I learned here in class is that obviously you always do have some sense of your ingredients measured out for what you're gonna make, but they really say cook with the heart. So, if you feel like it needs more salt, throw it in there. Was it a tablespoon? I hope not. Maybe a teaspoon at least, but easy enough. You're gonna keep the stems and all. This is kind of like nose to tail cooking, but at least for vegetables, so no noses or tails to worry
Oh.
about. We just go straight into the blender with that for you. Easy peasy.
Are we blending all this together then?
All together. Typically, you do want to get a little bit of a Parmigiana. You can always get the stuff at the store that comes in the container, but sad to say, it's not original Parmigiana Reggiano because they take it very seriously. Honestly, you can normally only get the cheese over there in Italy for Parmigiana, but luckily, there are a few stores that do allow you to get it. Sam's Club. We're gonna promote them real quick,
But
but
they have it.
yeah,
Okay.
they do have it available for you, and this just has such a brighter, bolder flavor, a little bit of tanginess, a little bitterness that goes into it. You just get a lot more out of that than what you would from that can itself. Going in with the Parmesan cheese, I always like to do at least about 1/4 of a cup, but Italian cooking says let your heart do that for you. So if you get a little extra in there, it's never gonna hurt anyone, because we always like stuff a little bit cheesy, in case the pimento cheese didn't give that away. Right there, at about 1/4 of the cup. Now we do have pine nuts here that go into it. This is something that you typically want to keep, honestly, in your freezer because pine nuts can go rancid relatively quick, if otherwise. But we're going with just about a tablespoon's worth of pine nuts just because we don't want anything too terribly nutty. And then, of course, we got to throw a little pinch of garlic in there. You're probably looking at 1/4 of a teaspoon for that. Just to add a little flavor, we don't want to overindulge. We want everything to talk to each other and be very complimentary.
It's an awesome extreme close-up.
And then,
It's going in.
and then we're gonna throw
That is great.
beautiful little touch of salt in there. And of course, you can always work on this as you go. If you do need to add a little bit of something else, you can always do that.
This is what my kids would call a very satisfying video. You know, the videos that are satisfying to watch.
Oh yeah, the
Where-
ASMR sort of thing.
Or they're cutting something, or just this super close-up mixing.
And of course, we'll start with just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil just to kind of get into it. We do want a nice, good consistency, but we don't want it too runny, too thin, or oil building up on the top of it, because once that happens, you are starting to break that dip or sauce itself. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get the top on. That's really it for this. I mean, pesto is really fast and easy to make. You just got to show it a little love here. All right.
Slow-mo this thing.
I wonder if they could. All right.
Yeah, go ahead and get started there, and we'll just take one last break, come back, it'll all be done, and then we'll just wrap it up. We'll be right back. Okay, John, so we're back now. You have roasted the pepper, and it looks like you took some of the skin off.
I did. So typically when you're roasting the pepper, all you're doing for that is getting that kind of hard shell of the skin off itself. It is going to steam it as well. We had it covered up in plastic. Just whenever you get that hard skin off there, you're not going to get that kind of weird texture that you normally get. Like normally you like a good crunch and everything in a bell pepper, but when you're making a dip, anything of that sort, you don't want that. You just want it really nice, homogeneous.
Okay.
It's also going to help it from just making bits all together, leaving chunks in your hummus. So after steaming it, we only did the one. We got an extra if we ever need it. But starting with that, we're just going to come in, throw that red bell pepper on there. We leave a little bit left for garnish. And as you can see, there's going to be a couple small black specks. Hopefully it's nothing that's going to turn this into something other than a beautiful princess.
Right.
But
So this is kind of thick, right? Hummus is usually
typically,
you want
yeah,
it to be a good dipper.
It's going to be a good thick dip.
Yeah.
Obviously, still nothing that's going to break your vessel for that. Coming in with that, just a little bit of garlic. You're probably looking at 1/4 of a teaspoon for that. Like I said, you don't want to go anything too crazy over. You just want everything to complement each other a little bit. We'll get a nice little pinch of salt in there. Make a little heftier pinch of salt. Got to show it some love. Hopefully no one's got high blood sugar here.
Yeah.
And a little
Looks
bit of
like
pepper.
just snow going down.
Yeah. Just a little pepper in there.
Okay.
Easy peasy. And then I believe we are ready to mix. Let's go ahead and throw that bad boy on top there. And hopefully this will have a little easier time than the pesto does itself.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. And that's part of this handle here. You get everything moved around. Nice and beautiful.
Yeah.
And you can use either chickpeas or garbanzo beans. It's really your choice, of course. Everything's going to have a slightly different flavor profile.
Yeah. Well, the
But,
garbanzo's going to taste different than. Like,
little
what
bit.
does that really taste like? Is it stronger taste?
I guess honestly, it
I
kind of
don't know.
depends. I don't know. As far as I know, chickpeas and garbanzos always had a pretty laid-back sort of taste for me. So
Okay.
it's still typically something light. Let me get one of these last little bits here. But that's that kind of thickness we're looking for.
All right.
All right.
So if you can scoop some of that out, or however you do it.
Yeah, we'll scoop some out
Scoop
for
some
you,
out
and
for
we'll
the-
get a
on the plate.
try.
Plate.
All right. Let me snag this bad boy here.
All right.
All right, you got a nice, beautiful hummus here. Little thick, but we always like everything a little thick. There
That
we
looks
go.
right.
Just
That-
for
that
just for
looks right.
plating purposes. We'll leave the rest for the other guys here. Just throw a little bit of fresh steamed red bell pepper on top. And I have some toast points, but we might save that for a little bit later. If you don't mind passing me some
you
of
want
those
crackers?
crackers, you'll go ahead. Everyone go ahead and get a taste. And
I have one of
for
these.
you.
All right, go for it.
All right. Everyone help yourselves.
Okay, I'm getting like a lot.
There you go.
Awesome, John.
Well,
Nothing too salty, still a little bit of lightness to it. You really just kind of still want to let it speak for itself. And I don't think we got to try that pesto because I had to go
all right,
back
start
and
the pesto real fast.
fix it up a little bit there.
Okay. We'll do this and let's give him a shot of me dipping it. Okay.
Yeah, I got
I'll
it.
go first bite. All right, well,
There we go.
this has been a lot. This has been a lot of things we've been chopping and blending.
Yeah.
Randy, thank you first of all for the idea to create this show.
Well, thank you.
It's been fun. We're having fun doing it.
Heck yeah.
Thanks for showing us all this, and also John, good luck with all you're gonna
Appreciate it.
at some point be finished in the culinary program and go on to be a chef somewhere.
Hopefully so, and hopefully I'll be a chef for myself. So
Yeah.
that's the best type
Oh,
of chef
yeah.
to be. So, yeah, no, this has been a great opportunity. I really appreciate you guys having us come down and get a chance to at least show off at least some of our skills, either mediocre or expert, regardless of the level. But
Well, it was fun too. Yeah, it was
yeah.
fun having both of you here together.
Always
That was
fun.
due.
Of course.
All right. Thanks a lot, and we'll be back next time with Cooking at the College.